Alright guys, to start this video off, I've hurt myself. Right, so one day when I was supposed to work, quite early, not too early, but yeah, alright. So at work, I just started. I actually got to work 10 minutes, I chatted with some of the co-workers, and then I just headed out to work. Well, 10 minutes pass, and I go in the back to get some stuff, and I slip. And I landed on my elbow. I thought there was nothing to it, nothing at all, except it kind of hurt. It hurt a lot. But then I was like, okay, I'm fine, I'm just gonna chill for a bit. Then I went out to try to work again, and then like 2 minutes after, I started feeling dizzy. So I just leaned on a wall, and everything turned white, like my vision went away, and I passed out. So they call the emergency number. I'm on the floor, they're trying to get me up to sit, and I'm trying to feel what is actually hurting in my arm. I squeeze my arm, like there's nothing hurting. Nothing is hurting, but I can't move my arm. Nothing. Well, and then I realize after a while that, alright, apparently I have to go to the hospital so they can check it out. I go to the closest hospital, but their x-ray machine is not working. So I'm like, oh, I'll just go home. At that point, I just wanted to just ditch and go home. I call my boss and tell them that, yeah, well, they can't check it. So they order a taxi for me so I can go out to another hospital. I didn't really want to go there, but hey, okay, I just accepted it, and the taxi arrived. I got to the hospital, and they take a look on my arm, and they're like, okay, you should go to this special emergency room, whatever, sit there and wait. And I sit there and wait. At this point, I can actually walk around. But then, after a while, they just want to take a look at it more. So they check on my arm and stuff, and they see that I probably have to x-ray it, obviously. But it starts to hurt more and more as time goes on. And it even hurts so much that I feel dizzy again. And I almost pass out. But some people actually helped me the times that I almost passed out. So I could they didn't let me walk by myself anymore because I passed out so many times. And the horrible thing, this day I didn't eat any breakfast. I didn't get to eat anything before working and whatever. So I was drained. I had no energy at all, which probably is the reason why I passed out so many times. But then when I get to the x-ray, when they have gotten me to the x-ray, yeah, that's when I realized that I'm in so much pain. This is horrible. I can't move my arm. Like, I can't twist it. Like, I can't tilt, whatever you call it. I can't move it around properly. They wanted me to have my palms up. I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do that. But I had to force myself to tilt my arm. And it hurt so freaking bad, and I just hated every second of it. But then when I was finished, they took me back to the emergency room place, and I had to wait for the x-rays to be done. And during that time, I sat there waiting. And then as one of the doctors were like, okay, we have to send you to the doctor so they can check the x-rays and they can tell you what you have to do if you need any casting or whatever. And I almost passed out at that moment as well, so I have to lie on the floor. Like, they pull me down on the floor because I'm a heavy guy. I'm tall, I'm heavy, so they had to pull me down on the floor because they couldn't get me to stand. They couldn't lift me anywhere. So I had to move by myself. So they just asked me if I could get on the floor, and so I did. And then they brought me stuff to eat and drink so I could have something. I needed sugar to stay up, like to stay awake. At that moment, yeah, okay, they put me in a bed so I could move with the bed. So they moved the bed, and at that time, I was just waiting for them to check my arm and fix everything. I really thought that I would get a cast, but I didn't get a cast. My girlfriend arrived as well, and she was very worried, and I didn't like that at all. To be honest, it wasn't fun. I didn't want her to come anyways. Like, I asked her to not come, and she was like determined to come and see me. So I was like, okay, fine. I spent 6 hours in this emergency room, so like all day passed. I wasted her time, I wasted my own time by hurting myself. So, the first thing I say is like, well, I'm probably not gonna be able to game for a while. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, well, after that, the doctor said I didn't need a cast, I didn't need anything to restrain myself. I needed to move my arm as much as possible. I couldn't move it for a few days, and now it's like a week after, something like that, around a week after, and I can finally move my arm again. I could move it a few days after, but it hurt more. Now it doesn't hurt as much. If I do any heavy lifting, like if I lift anything at all, it kind of hurts. So I try to avoid that. I have no force I have no strength. No strength at all in the arm. So I haven't felt like gaming, to be honest. Like, I've tried to game. I could game like the first week. I've like had trouble gaming because it starts to hurt after a while. So I used try to avoid it and don't think much more else about it. But yeah, guys. So what actually happened was I fractured my elbow. I didn't break it. I didn't bust it open or anything. Like, it was just a fracture. A small. No, I don't know how big it is. I didn't see the X-rays, but it's a small fracture. So I busted my arm. It's right now. It's like it's blue, yellow, and green, and whatever color you get when you break stuff. So, but that's pretty much it from what's happened during a while. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say. But this is what have happened. I will come back to making more regular videos when I feel better. I try to game as much as I can, but hey, I don't know if another video will come out tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna take 2 weeks, 1 week. I'm gonna put out a video whenever I can. I hope you have enjoyed this story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you soon. Bye!